But I'm still unraveling a lot of stories and a lot of like my parents' past because they don't really like to talk about it. How have your parents' stories shaped you?
Well, my parents are refugees from the Vietnam War. So I think that shapes a lot of the way that they raised us. My joke is always nothing that happens to us in life is really all that bad, because they can always remind us that, you know, they went through the Vietnam War and they still found a way in America.
My mom is white and my dad is Korean. And when they met, they fell in love, they got married, and there was actually a few people who disapproved of their interracial marriage. They were told that it was against the Bible, that my mom should be marrying a white man, that my dad should be marrying an Asian woman, that they shouldn't mix.
My mom has like the most bonkers stories about stuff that happened in her childhood and throughout her life. And I think most of them kind of relate to the barriers she went through to further her education. And it made me and my brother really cognizant of the privilege we have living here and how many sacrifices she made to come here and to give us better opportunities. For example, she has like a story about how when she was in middle school, she was part of this underground book club that was hiding books and trading books of banned authors that the government didn't want anyone to read. And it kind of like her telling stories like that, like it makes you not complain about your book report or your homework assignments.
To be honest, I wish I knew more about my parents' stories. My parents are split up. I see my dad a few times a week, or at least weekly, and I live with my mom. When my dad told me about some of the things that he went through when he was trying to earn a living when he came to this country, it inspired me. The work ethic that he had, the things that he had to go through, like life is considerably easier in some aspects. Of course, things aren't perfect now, but I'm really grateful for the things that my parents went through.
They got divorced when I was 16, and it actually allowed me a lot of independence in a way, and I was actually raised by my single father. My mom actually, left our family for another guy, which is fine, but it actually made me really grow up really quickly to become really resilient, really independent, and have to just like do things on my own. So I mean, it was tough, but it also, strangely enough, empowering.
As they drifted apart and as the new reality of their relationship, or lack thereof, developed, so did I. And it put a lot of things into perspective to me at an early age. You understand that relationships don't always work out, including marriages. Because, when you're 7, you're told that, mom and dad are going to be together forever, marriages, that's something that you don't break, that's a lifelong promise. But then you see it shatter right in front of your eyes, and then you're just sitting there like doubting the world around you. And you have to grow, you have to evolve. And understanding that and coming to term with that has really shaped the way I view relationships.
I'm still unraveling a lot of stories and a lot of like my parents' past because they don't really like to talk about it. I feel like sometimes I might be out of shame or just simply like there's no reason to talk about it, just like everything's unspoken. But I feel like that has shaped me in a way that for me, I like to communicate. I love open communication, and it's just kind of like the 180, like I don't want to be like that, And so when I learn more about my parents, there's this like tight, like this connection that I make with them, and it makes me just like appreciate and love them even more. And I wish this was like more, I wish this happened earlier in our relationship, like just growing up. It was more of they were just a provider of all the things for me, but I never had this like emotional connection to them. And so as I'm getting older and they're getting older, it's just kind of like a crazy thing to realize. And as like at least we're starting now and not later. So
what happened that made me realize I was Asian? Bro, I'm Asian. Like what needs to happen for me to realize that I'm Asian? I know.